there's
Burn.
that. So the weight of the brain is very different from the proportion that the prefrontal cortex takes on the entire brain. So yes, I'm smart, bitch.
Hi, I'm Genetically Modified Skeptic, and you're watching Atheist Edge.
So, Courtney, apparently we get some comments on our videos.
By the way, we should acknowledge the elephant in the room.
Nothing unusual going on here. Nothing
we both
very
happen to wear
weird
the
going
exact
on.
same shirt. I don't know why, but we were just feeling the...
Well, now I'm self-conscious.
we were feeling... I should just put your sweater up. I think it would... we both wanted to represent Anthony Magnabosco.
Yes, because he does good work. He does stuff that I wish I could do but would be horrible at. And he shows a lot of skill at going up to random people and engaging in conversations that are deep but also fruitful.
And the goal is trying to understand, not trying to deconvert, which I really love. And one of my favorite interviews that I've ever done was with him, so you guys can check that out. I think it's... I don't know, not sure if we have it still on our channel, but it's on his channel. So yeah.
Yeah, so he is a very good communicator, but some of the people who leave comments are not very good communicators, or they communicate horrible things, like this first example that I know Courtney cannot wait to actually get to.
Oh God, I had a reaction when I first saw this. Okay, so I'm not yelling this; it's in all caps though. We need to take away women's rights. They are not equal to man. Woman is not equal to a man. For example, XX chromosomes compared to XY chromosomes for man, testosterone for males, while estrogen for females. The male hips are narrow while females wide. The male brain is wired front to back, while the female side to side. The male brain is 10% bigger than females? Oh no. For gray matter for males, while females get more white matter. Men love their wife, and the wife submits to the authority of the husband. That's end.
So,
oh God.
Courtney, thoughts?
Well, apparently I'm not allowed any.
No, you can use your white matter
Oh, wow. Who writes this? Jeez. Okay. So, okay, what is what is better about XY versus XX? I don't understand that. He's making a comment that, like, men are better than women. Okay, first of all, take away women's rights, they are not equal to man. That's two separate things. Whether or not the genders are equal, which I don't think that's a thing you should do, doesn't mean that the people who are less equal or lesser than don't deserve human rights. Like, what the fuck is that?
Your hips are wider, therefore you can't vote.
Luckily, he didn't say not vote, but I think it's implied.
Yeah, well, he says at the very end, men love their wife, and the wife submits to the authority of their husband. So he's trying to, I imagine that whatever rights they wanted to take away, they have something to do with women being submissive to male authorities in a variety of fashions.
Women being independent thinkers. Well, sorry, man, I'm going to teach you some things, all right? I know that's against your biblical sensibilities, but whatever. But also, this kind of is revealing this comment that males' brains are 10% bigger than females. I don't know that that's true. I don't think so. But the larger your brain is, the dumber you are. So there's that. So the weight of the brain is very different from the proportion that the prefrontal cortex takes on the entire brain. So yes, I'm smart, bitch. But I'm mad. But that is it's something to be said that, you know, larger brains, more so a larger proportion of the prefrontal cortex compared to the anatomy of the rest of the brain, That's more a sign of intelligence than the weight of the overall brain. If your brain is too heavy, then you will have some mental illness issues or some developmental issues. So that is not a sign of a bigger brain, or a heavier brain is not a sign of intelligence. And this person is very much revealing their intelligence right now.
Well, we should probably move on before your female hysteria takes over.
I love you, Chris. That is the best reference. I love it so much. How do I skip ahead?
Over mouse on the right, and should be an arrow pops at the end.
Ah. Okay. Oh, this is very small. No? Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Can
I'll
you
read this one because I don't think it's... aw geez emoji, come on you guys. All free is free speech. I respect you guys, but I feel like this channel loses a bit of integrity when instead of simply calling out a religious leader for inciting violence, you try to frame it as hate speech issue. As a society, we need to move past the hate speech buzzword
Bullshit.
shits. Simply because those of us who are guilty of a crime believing certain things y'all could easily deem this channel as hate speech. So
we could easily deem this channel as hate speech?
Maybe. Now, if I remember correctly, I actually was in this video.
I don't know what they're referring to.
This was about some sort of Islamic pastor in, I want to say, Indonesia, who was calling for all non-Muslims to be cast out of the country in some fashion. And there was some talk about freedom of speech versus inciting speech. And if I remember correctly, I kind of expressed the opinion that speech is speech, but when your speech leads to actions or is meant to lead to a certain effect, lead to violence or something like that, at that point, that's about when we maybe start looking at the effects of it and if we should start curtailing it in some fashion.
Yeah, and it should be noted also that this does happen in the U.S. as well, this kind of rhetoric. Not only are there preachers like Pastor Jeffress who try to call certain people un-American, but you do have people like Steadfast Baptist Church who actually do call for the death of all gay people or all divorced women. So this is not isolated to outside of the U.S., and it is an issue, and we have done protests, which I'm sure Jim will put up some lovely pictures of our protests of rainbow flags at Steadfast Baptist Church.
Yeah, I mean, and we may have covered this previously, but we know we have the idea of freedom of speech in this country, but doesn't mean you get to say whatever you want. In fact, the limits that are placed on free speech, things like you can't shout fire in a crowded theater, you can't libel, you can't slander, those are because those are instances where speech has a negative effect on people, a direct negative effect that we want to curtail because we recognize that we're better off not inciting people to be trampled or what have you. Yeah, that's what we're talking about here too.
Right, when speech has a dangerous consequence. Also, we are living in a world where false information is still being perpetuated as if it is true, and that is a scary world as well. Whether it's slanderous or just very misinforming. Like for me, I would say that low quality sex education is dangerous, is not only dangerous to giving purposeful misinformation as a scare tactic, but it's also making things like disease and teen pregnancy a consequence of not following the rules, and it's damaging to people's gender identity, it's damaging to orientation and to women. And we have a comment. Do you want to come up here?
Come up there, Ash. Oh.
We got to be able to hear you.
Get in between them. Get in between them.
Everybody needs to contribute to this conversation because this is a big one.
I just want to say that I believe...
Get down.
Oh.
Lower.
Listen, I don't get down for free.
I like this guy.
I absolutely agree with the low quality sex education needing to be brought up because for the longest time, I thought girls peed through their butt. So.
Wow.
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because they sat down. So why else would you sit down if you didn't pee through your butt?
I love this. Okay, so that is a very good point.
I have a question for you.
When sex
after the
education
show.
lacks fucking anatomy, what?
I have a question for you after the show.
We'll save that for after the show. Okay. Let's see. This was in reaction to a very old video of ours, Arn Ra and Sam. One of our very earliest videos. So it says, now that I found out about INFJ personality disorders, I, Cody Bryson, do not believe in anything supernatural anymore. I thought my vibes were a gift from something supernatural. Then I found out about INFJ personalities. I don't know what that means. Now, I, Cody Bryson, don't believe in anything supernatural anymore. Why did he repeat that? That was all caps, by the way, mostly caps.
Courtney, do you know about
INFJ?
those
I know it's
personality
a
types?
it's a Briggs thing, but I don't know what it means.
Briggs, yes.
No,
I don't know what INFJ is.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I don't know what that personality
But I'm
means.
an INTJ. I'm sure it's close.
Feeling. I was gonna say it's feeling. I know I am. I'm
You're-
INFJ.
Yeah.
Oh, you are? Okay, maybe you should come up here.
Do you have
I'm an
hallucinations or
INTJ.
something? Like,
Yeah.
why would you think it's supernatural?
I don't know why he would shoehorn that into his reasoning for
It makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense now.
discarding the supernatural. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can enlighten us here.
Here you go.
Okay, INFJs are gentle, caring, complex, and highly intuitive. Artistic and creative, they live in a world of hidden meanings and possibilities. Only 1% of the population has an INFJ personality type, making it the most rare of all the types. So, okay, I mean, that's cool. I don't know. See, I read this, and I don't know if this is the intention. I read it as a super sarcastic. They're trying to say something about, like, why is this on an atheist channel? Like, it has nothing to do with the supernatural or anything
maybe.
like that. I'm obviously
Maybe.
not sure, but that's.
And we have a INFJ right here.
He has his badge. You can't see it. Yeah.
He's a card-carrying INFJ.
Well, listen, I am INFJ. I too kind of believe. I believe in the supernatural. I believe anything is possible in this realm. It just depends on what you want to believe. But I also learned going into the process is there is a not psychological, but more of a logical standpoint, and then there's another standpoint which you can kind of look at it from a spiritual energy standpoint. And just because science says this doesn't necessarily mean it's true. It's fact. Science can't prove everything. Some things you experience yourself, and it can be explained. That's something that you don't know, that you don't understand, that you don't know. Mm-hmm. Science doesn't know. It doesn't mean you're wrong. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean you should doubt yourself. I highly encourage trust your intuition, because your intuition is what's going to steer you in the right direction, because that's best for you, not necessarily best for everyone else.
Okay, so yeah, maybe this person genuinely had some sort of spiritual intuition, and they attributed that to their INFJ personality, and they watched a video, and they no longer consider themselves having that spiritual event.
So the name of that video was 3 Knockout Arguments Against the Existence of God. So they must have had they must have been convinced by an argument, I guess.
Yeah. So Cody Bryson, cool that you're INFJ.
And congratulations.
Cool that you don't believe in the supernatural anymore. I don't know if those are related necessarily, but
yeah. Yeah, I could talk forever about what he just said, because that's a lot. And there are parts of that I do agree with, that, like, you know, science, there's only so much we know so far, but it doesn't mean that certain things aren't within the realm of science in the future. And at the same time, you know, the inferences that we make from science, or the assumptions that people make in their own experience, doesn't mean that those assumptions are true, or that those inferences are true. It just means that it's our best guess so far. And what is missing in science, what we imagine to be within those gaps, isn't always true either. It might be, but our human perception is so flawed that it's very difficult to take anecdotal evidence as any more than that, eyewitness accounts as any more than that. But yeah, there's a lot to say about that.
Yeah, just because we don't know something as a scientific community doesn't mean you're justified in attributing it to a spiritual realm that we also know nothing about.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just wait and see what we find out next.
Right.
So yeah, thanks for watching. Also, if you if you want to buy one of our t-shirts, now would be a great time to do it, because if you will send us a picture of you wearing one of our shirts, we will put you on our show and give you a little bit of shout out. So, and plus you'll also be helping support this channel and all the fun comments we do. So,
And if you wish to remain anonymous, don't post a picture.
or post a picture with someone else's face on it and make it look like they took it.
Just photocopy in Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You got options, basically.
Be great.
So be creative. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Make one with
more
RBG.
Yes.
That'd be
Do
great. Do it.
Good chance that
I like your shirt, man. What is happening?
you didn't
I
see
just,
it before. Oh,
that was on
no, we
camera.
got some time.
Yes, it was.
Like, right by my
We
face.
got some.
Oh, God. I don't
my
know if I
God.
can read that.
Is it bad? Is it bad?
No, we'll read it.
See, for the viewers, it'll be up on their screen. They can read.
I don't like
faster.
it.
She can probably.
Is it
while
about
she's
you?
reacting to it.
Oh, my
Is it
God.
about you?
No, well, yeah, it is. It's about all
It's
women.
about broads.
Fuck.
No.
Dames.
I don't like it.
It's totally random. I didn't plan this.
This little reel is funny, by the way. I don't know if you're recording this.
Doilies.